Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another toy review, and we're here to take a look at another Godzilla vs. Kong figure. And today, we're going to be taking a look at Hong Kong Battle Godzilla. So, of course, if you watched the movie, you would know that this figure is basically based on the huge fight that he has with Kong somewhere uh, towards the end of the film. At this point, I guess I could kind of pretty much spoil maybe a little bit what happens in the movie because it's been a long time since it came out. So I'll tell you this for sure: it's definitely a pretty big epic fight in Hong Kong. It's amazing that Playmates was able to actually make a figure based off of that scene alone. So before we could take a look at the figure, as always, we have to take a look at the box because I don't know, I just find them so unique. You have to look at the box, It's like, wow. So take a look right here. One of the biggest things you will notice is that it says Hong Kong Battle right there, and it's all in that nice little neon kind of pink going on. Of course, you got the battle damage reveal thing. Also, the packaging is very different. Usually, when you get a Godzilla toy, he's facing this way. But for some odd reason, only this particular one is facing in this direction, which is kind of funny, a little bit odd. But it's whatever. It's not a big deal. Blockbuster movie, and yes, it is a blockbuster. It's a really good film. You have to go see it. I believe the Blu-ray and DVD release comes out on June 15th. And wow, look at this beautiful picture, man. You got this nice little picture of the figure right there stomping all over Hong Kong. If you've seen the trailer, you can only imagine how big this battle has to be. And of course, we look below and we got the rest of the line. Well, not the rest. There's a little more. And then we got Hong Kong Battle Kong right there. Jesus, that's a lot of Kongs. You also got Godzilla Extreme, but well, the name of the real name is actually Supercharged, but that figure's, well, it's out in some places, in some Walmarts, but not everywhere. That's whatever. Well, we'll cross that road when we get there. So, of course, let's take a look at the figure. Now, whoops. Now, obviously, the biggest thing to note is that it's the exact same sculpt as the previous two figures. The previous two figures I'm talking about is the Godzilla with Radio Tower and Godzilla with Heat Ray. It's the exact same sculpt. But there's a very, very huge emphasis on the paint too. Don't get me wrong, there are slightly new things about the sculpting, but for the most part, it is the exact same figure. Just wow, just with these beautiful colors, man. They are so bright, and they're very translucent too. As you can see, the arms right here, it's translucent. It's like kind of see through. Kinda, a little bit, sorta. Got that little blue plastic kind of going on. This part, it's a little purple-ish. You can't really see it too well, but it is purple right here. It's just showing a lot of blue, which there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Look at this. Look at this figure. Look at his face. Yeah, that's the other thing too. His face is non-existent. He looks like a ghost. I guess it's kind of ironic because Toho wanted to create like a ghost Godzilla at one point during the 90s, but that never happened, sadly. It kind of did in the form of the movie Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah All Monsters Attack. Yeah, that was the movie where they kind of put that emphasis on there. And wow, look at the spikes. It's so weird. In my camera, it's coming off very blue, but there's obviously some purple and pinkish colors going on. I'm kind of surprised that my camera is not catching that. Maybe if okay, let me see. Maybe if I put them like in the corner a little bit where it's a little bit dark, where the sun's not hitting it. It's barely sunny out, but you get the point. The little toes, even the toes are a little bit translucent. Not that much, though. It's a little bit here in that toe, a little bit here in these toes. Look at his legs. Look at them legs. You can see the purple. I like how you got this ugly seam kind of going on, but then, the purple kind of covers it a little bit. And look at that chest, man. You have to, wow, that is incredible. I love it. It looks great, It's different, I like how his neck is also a little bit purple, too. It's pretty good. There you go. Just get a little bit of a nice kind of touch up right there. Whoops. My bad. That's like the... Whoops. Sorry about that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. So let's take a look at the articulation. Of course, the articulation is the exact same as all the other figures. You got of course, the tail comes separate, so you had to attach it, and it's on a little ball joint. And then you got the legs that move forward and backwards. Not that it matters, but for some reason, my Godzilla, his legs are a little tiny bit loose, but that's only because of mine's, you know. That's not something to worry about, because most of the time the figures do have nice tough joints, you know. Like right here, it moves very nicely, you know, no problems. It could kind of sort of move full 360, not exactly, you know, but it's close enough. You know, and then of course you got the jaw as always. It's pretty tight on mine, surprisingly. Not that much, you know. That's pretty good. The feet obviously does not move. It looks like they can, but they really don't. There we go. Now, of course, I want to talk about the battle damage real quick, because why not? That's always been a staple behind the figures, you know. Let's just there you go. I don't know why, but the battle damage on this figure is really tight. Like, honestly, I remember having such a hard time putting it on. But wow, look at that. That nasty chunk. Ugh. Jesus, that's some gore right there. Ugh. I mean, to be fair, the movie itself is pretty violent in its own little aspects, you know. You gotta watch the movie if you haven't seen it, you know. Let's get it right there. It looks like a crystal, honestly. Got that nice little translucent thing going on. You know, I wonder if in the future we'll ever get any more Godzilla toys in this kind of neon little colors, because these are very nice. Yeah, the battle damage is so hard to put back on. Let me see. I'm struggling. Come on, I want to get to the accessory. Put it on. Look at that. I'm struggling. Oh my god, this is horrible. This review is horrible already. Ah, there we go. Ah, finally. Now, let's take a look at the accessory. The only one he comes with is his... What else? His heat ray. And I know what you're thinking, right? You're probably thinking, it's the same old, it's the exact same as the Heat Ray Godzilla figure, but it's actually not. It's the exact same sculpting, obviously. This is the Godzilla with Heat Ray, and this is the Hong Kong Battle Figures Heat Ray. They're both almost the same blue, but this one's very, very light, and this one's very heavy-handed with the paint. As you can see, there is a very, very big difference with it. Same sculpt, obviously, just different, you know, slightly. Obviously, this one, a lot of people do prefer this one more, because, I mean, let's be fair, more effort was definitely put into this one than in this one. I mean, this one's not bad. It does have that sort of, like, kind of see-through kind of thing. While this one's like this intense kind of blue color, which just looks really nice. And it definitely favors the figure big time. I mean, here he is. He got the little peg for the hole in his mouth. Simply put it in. And there you go. He looks fantastic. I mean, I still have a hard time coming out, you know. Mine's is slightly going down a little bit, because mine's is a little bit warped. I mean, it's not a big deal. But I thought I mentioned that because, you know, wow, you know, just look at it. Before I move on, I have to mention this real quick. I love the figure, but I don't know why I forgot to mention this. When I mentioned the seam thing that was kind of going on, you could kind of see that here too, very, very obvious, you know. It's not bad, you know. I mean, it's like, it's just kind of weird looking a little bit. I mean, at least it kind of makes up for it when you pose them around a little bit, so you don't really notice it that much, but it is a little bit rough around the edges. But you know what? At least the rest of the figure looks great. Look at the tail, though. That thing is like complete translucent. Look at that tip, man. That looks great. Can't stop looking at this figure. What can I say? It's very beautiful. You know, I love it. Now, of course, before we end the video, we have to compare him to the other Godzilla figures in the line. So, of course, here he is with Godzilla with Radio Tower, and, of course, the Godzilla with Heat Ray. As you can see all three of them kind of compared up together. Three horsemen. Let me just set up his little heat ray before I move on with the comparison. There we go. Yep, here we go. Yep, 3 Godzillas. Wow, look at that. Looks very good. Wow. Hard to believe that there's another Godzilla figure coming out. And obviously that's not counting the Battle Roar Godzilla, because that figure is meant to be kind of different on its own. So why not? Yeah, let's also compare him to the big gorilla himself, the big monkey, Kong, Hong Kong Battle Kong, I guess. Yes, interesting. That's gonna be a fun review. And of course here he is compared with Ultraman Dyna from Ultraman Dyna. I did a voting poll on what toy you guys want me to review, and this one was in second place, so he might be reviewed next. I'm not sure. I don't see why not, though. I might review him next week, but I don't know yet. And then, of course, you got, I don't know, Jaguar. Why not, man? Why not? Ah, it's okay. I still love the figure. Anyway, yeah, that's about end it, you know? That's the end of the review. You know what? It's always nice to have a little Godzilla, you know, another Godzilla figure. These are so much fun, so I give it a 10 out of 10, I guess. Why not? You know, it's a good figure all on its own. Yeah, so of course, like I say, before I end it here, I want to mention real quick, I'm doing voting polls, alright? So I'm going to be asking everyone what figure I should review next. Since Ultraman Dino was in second place, he might get a review somewhere next week. But in the meantime, I'll be working on the next poll review. I mean, not review, next poll voting. You know, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For the most part, I'll get right on that. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.